I used to think silence was strength. That if I didn't speak about what hurt me, it would disappear. That pushing through the pain, burying it, pretending I was fine, made me resilient. But I wasn't fine. I was surviving. And there's a big difference between surviving and living. Most days I carried a storm inside me. A tension in my chest I couldn't name. I was calm on the outside, but inside I was screaming. It wasn't anger. It wasn't sadness. It was something older. Deeper. It was pain that had never been seen. Never been heard. Pain that had made a home inside me, so familiar I thought it was part of who I was. And maybe you know that feeling too. Maybe you've learned how to smile while your heart breaks quietly behind your ribs. Maybe you know how to be there for everyone else, but no one knows how to be there for you. That invisible ache, that emotional fatigue, it builds slowly. At first, you can hide it. But over time, it leaks into everything. Into how you love. Into how you sleep. Into how you treat yourself. Into what you believe you're worth. You start to think things like, I don't want to be a burden. No one would understand anyway. I should be over this by now. It's not that bad. But it is that bad. Not because your pain is louder than others, but because it's yours. And it matters. We live in a world that glorifies toughness. Hustle. Get over it. But healing? Healing is the real strength. It takes courage to look at your past and say, this shaped me, but it doesn't own me. It takes maturity to stop blaming and start understanding. It takes compassion to sit with your broken parts and love them anyway. Some of us were never taught how to deal with our feelings. We were taught how to hide them. Distract ourselves. Numb out. We became masters of pretending. But pretending has a cost. Because when you numb the pain, you also numb the joy. And at some point, I realized I didn't want to survive anymore. I wanted to feel again. I wanted to breathe without tension. To love without fear. To wake up and not feel dread in my chest. But that only started happening when I stopped running. When I turned around and faced everything I tried to bury. The truth is, you can't heal what you keep avoiding. You can't grow while pretending nothing's wrong. You can't love yourself while abandoning your pain. So I started small. I let myself cry. I wrote letters I never sent. I sat in silence, not to escape, but to listen. And the more I listened, the more I understood that my pain wasn't a curse. It was a message. It was saying, "You're still hurting here. Please don't leave me alone." I know that sounds strange. But sometimes, the parts of us that act out, that sabotage, that shut down, aren't broken. They're just wounded. They need kindness, not judgment. Understanding, not shame. When I began treating myself the way I wished others had treated me, things started to shift. I forgave myself for the things I didn't know back then. I forgave others, not to excuse what they did, but to free myself from the chains of anger. I stopped needing closure from people who were never capable of giving it. I gave myself the closure. I gave myself the peace. Because here's the thing. You don't need to wait for an apology to start healing. You don't need someone else to validate your pain before you can let it go. You don't need everything to make sense before you can move forward. You just need to choose yourself. That's the turning point. When you stop asking, "Why did this happen to me?" and start asking, "What do I want to do with it now?" your pain can bury you. Or it can build you. It can make you bitter. Or it can make you wise. It can shut you down. Or it can wake you up. Today I choose to wake up. To stop living in survival mode. To stop shrinking myself to make others comfortable. To stop proving my worth by suffering in silence. I choose peace, not because my past was peaceful, but because I deserve peace now. And so do you. You're not weak for feeling deeply. You're not broken because you're still healing. You're not behind because your journey looks different. You are human. You are healing. And that is enough. If this message touched something in you, don't keep it to yourself. Like this video. Share it. Because there's someone out there right now who feels invisible. Who needs to hear this? And maybe today, you get to be the reason they believe healing is possible. This is Compassionate Mindset. And you're not alone anymore.